I would make a motion to pass item 38, and then after...
Let me get a second. I'll come back to you. Is there a second on item number 38? Councilmember Kitchen seconds that. Councilmember Poole?
I just wanted to give appreciation and thanks to the community. 2,027 people registered in support of this item today, and I'm grateful for their support and also grateful that they also have chosen simply to non-vocally support. There are 54 people who registered against, 2 registered neutral. I think no matter where you sit on the spectrum of animal advocacy, we all want the same thing. We want happy and healthy outcomes for Austin's animals, and I appreciate the perspective that everyone is bringing to the conversation. So really quick, I want to thank my co-sponsors for their support on this IFC, and I hope that all my colleagues will join us in providing helpful staff direction to complete the negotiations with our primary no-kill partner, which is Austin Pets Alive. And I want to note just a quick reminder at the outset of the discussion, should we have one today, that APA's mission is no-kill. It has not been and never has been to provide overflow space for the city. My warmest thanks go to our animal services staff. This hasn't been an easy time for any of us, and I know that you are doing some of the hardest work for all of Austin's animals. And I think my colleagues will join me in expressing gratitude for the passion and dedication of our expert staff, some of whom have spent decades serving our animal best friends. So thank you very much. And I appreciate the support on this item.
Great, thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Item number 38, any discussion?
Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember.
I just want to ask, is the public able to see us and hear us?
Did we lose our screen? I see it on some screens. I don't necessarily see it.
We've reached out to ATXN where they're working on it.
Mayor, my monitor is frozen for some reason, but it looks like ATXN is still going, so that's what I have on my end. Thank you.
Okay, so the public is still able to see us.
As far as I understand.
Okay? And that's the screen I'm seeing now. It looks like it's still projecting live. Is there any further discussion on this item number 38? Councilmember Tovo.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councilmember Poole, for your work on this item, and to our partners at APA, at Austin Pets Alive, for their commitment to no-kill, for their work achieving no-kill in this community, and to all of the many, many volunteers, some of whom came and spoke with us today. I think there are issues that have come up in the conversations that we've had both here today, but also at the Animal Commission, and I know I've heard from my commissioner, from others, a variety of different points that need exploration. And so I just want to highlight what I think a few of those are. One is I'm interested to know from our city staff really concretely what the situation is with regard to Austin Pets Alive ability to make renovations and to build on the current site. And some of these are just questions that I could have submitted through the Q&A, but just ran out of time. So I'm going to try to do that and put them into writing, but I just want my colleagues to know what some of those questions are. I've been to both the Town Lake Shelter and to the Animal Center over on Tannehill multiple times over the last decade, probably, sometimes multiple times a week, and have been so multiple times this week and almost ended up with a new dog, actually. So, I mean, that is to say I've been to both places a lot and I do want to see Austin Pets Alive be able to continue on that site. I'm glad that we're working toward a resolution here that will allow them to do that. I also want to see them with the ability to make some renovations because I think they're needed. That has been a site, as we all know, that has flooded, that is when the city owned it as well, needed renovations, and so I'd like to see those happen, and I'd like to better understand from APA what the timeline is and what the impediments are. I've heard some about the impediments, but now I need to get from the staff what exactly and where those impediments lie. We've heard some concerns from members of our community about expanding and bringing in animals for adoption outside of that 5-county region. I have expressed to many of you, including Dr. Jefferson. I am concerned about that as well because I see from my observations, but also from the information that our animal center has been at capacity, and as I understand from the staff, shelters in the 5-county region are also at capacity. I am comfortable with this approach today because it's tying it to metrics, and I think that gives us a measure of acknowledging the work that APA is doing in other arenas, and also making sure that partnership is still in place with regard to their work with the animal center. So I think that approach is a useful one. Thank you, Councilmember Poole, for working on it. Let's see. And I think I'll leave it there for now. There is another body of issues that have been raised by community members about the work that our animal center is doing in terms of really getting out the message about the availability of animals and marketing, if you will, those services and the wonderful benefits of having a pet to our community. I also share Councilmember Poole's appreciation for the really hard work that our animal center staff and our animal center volunteers do over at Tannehill. I think that is an extraordinary facility as well, and I know the people who work there, either as volunteers or as staff, are just as committed to the work as are those over at APA, and they're all important in this ecosystem. That being said, I do have some questions about some of their procedures and data and other things, and I know these concerns have also been raised by the community. So I'm going to, again, put some of these into writing, but I appreciate where we are and look forward to those continued conversations. I think our commissioners have asked for some of that data, and Councilmember Poole had done a resolution, which I co-sponsored, that should have facilitated the reporting of that data to our commission. That doesn't appear to be happening. So there are in all of the comments that we've heard, again, via email and public, I think there are a lot of issues that we just need to untangle as we continue on this continued path and commitment to no kill.
Good, thank you. And I think we've all heard about some of the condition questions, Councilmember Tova, that you raised. So I appreciate you trying to help figure that out. All right, this item number 38 has been moved and seconded. Let's take a vote. Those in favor, please raise your hand. Those opposed? Mayor Pro Tem, are you with us? And I call that vote 10 in favor. Mayor Pro Tem and Councilmember Kelly are both off the dais, so 9-0-2. All right, that said, colleagues, we're going to break for lunch. We're going to come back from lunch and go into executive session. What we have left is the JPA, the AHFC, the briefing, zoning, and then the executive session. Those are what we have left for the day. It is now 12:39. Do we want to try and come back at 1:30 in executive session? That give people enough time? Mm-hmm. Let's do that and see how far we can get.
So Mayor, is that a virtual executive session?
Yes, virtual executive session, as is our practice right now.